Yo, she was like my rap wife for like 10 years, and then Rhapsody showed up, and then shit got complicated. I mean, I still love you though. I still do. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Wooly, and you are here again for another edition of CDK Studies. Today, we're going into the book and talking about one of my favorite MCs of all time. She's been doing her thing for many, many years, and lately she's strayed a little bit away from the rap thing. She does some stuff here and there, but she's been doing a whole bunch of other shit. I mean, but back in the mid-2000s, she was on fucking fire. She dropped a lot of dope shit, and I'm here to talk about some of my favorite shit from the one, the only, very slept on, very underrated, Jean Grae. So we're gonna go open the book right here. And we're going to talk about some of my favorite albums from her and tell some cool little stories about it, because I got a lot of stories about Jean Grae. Like, I'm going to just get into the shit. So the first album that I'm going to talk about is the album that pretty much put me on to Jean Grae, the album that I pretty much became a fan of Jean Grae instantly after hearing this shit, and that is none other than This Week. And this album came out in 2004 on Baby Grand Records, and this is the album, like I said, that I discovered Jean Grae on. And the way I found out about this album, y'all, was kind of weird. I was a big Ninth Wonder fan, as you know. It was around 2004. Yeah, about 2004 was right. And I was looking for a whole bunch of Ninth Wonder beats and things because I was just getting into my little rap thing, or I was experimenting with rapping, and I like to rap over like my Ninth Wonder beats. That was my favorite shit at the time. And I came across this one song called Don't Rush Me, and it said Ninth Wonder, Don't Rush Me, and it said featuring Jean Grae. So I was like, okay, cool, let me check this shit out. And I checked it out, and it was Jean rapping, and she was spitting her ass off. I was like, who the fuck is Jean Grae? I need to figure out more about her. And literally, once I heard that song, I was like, yo, this chick is dope. Who is she? And why haven't I heard about her? Seriously, Ninth Wonder, you've been holding out all the goods. Ninth Wonder got all the fucking dope MCs that I don't ever heard about. It's always Ninth Wonder, for the most part, that always gets me put on to some shit. But I did some more research on the song and found out that it was on an album called This Week by Jean Grae. It was actually her song. So I went out and I found the album actually, which was surprising because like it was an independent joint, but they had the shit in the store. I think it was the Best Buy. It was always Best Buy. But I bought the shit and I copped it and I put this shit in, and that intro when it came in and that beat, I was like, woo, and then Jean just comes in snapping, and like literally she is snapping on this entire album. That's a lot of dope cuts up on this motherfucker. The intro was crazy. Aya Likes, Don't Rush Me, of course. Super Love was a cool joint. There's a whole bunch of dope joints on there. I can't think off the top but this whole fucking album is dope. So some dope production on here. Of course, Ninth Wonder's on here. Joey Chavez did some production on here, as well as Sid Rome's. But it was mostly a lot of low-key producers too. And on the feature tip, it really wasn't much features. It was just Block McCloud and then somebody named Rudy something with I don't remember, but I know Block. But he was just like talking and shit. But Block McCloud was actually the only real actual feature on there. And Jean held this album down. That's what really made me a fan of her, because she held this album down for the most part, and she has a dope flow. She has some dope songwriting. She can actually sing too. Her beat selection is dope. And I was just a fan after hearing this album. I was like, yo, this shit is fucking dope. And there's also a skit on there called Cuervo Loco that has like this little voicemail thing that Jean does at the beginning. And I like that shit so fucking much when I heard it that I did my own version of it on my fucking voicemail. And I had that shit for like 5 fucking years because everybody loved that shit. And they asked me how did I come up with it. I couldn't keep credit for it. I was like, nah, it wasn't me. I had heard it off an album by Jean Grae. Shit's fire though. So I kind of put some people on Jean Grae just based off that fucking voicemail that I made on my fucking phone. But this is a dope fucking album. If you've never heard of Jean Grae This Week, this is a dope fucking album. But she's also had some other shit before this. She did the Bootleg of the Bootleg EP, The Attack of Attacking Things. A lot of dope shit before this. But this is the album that I found out about Jean Grae, and it's one of my personal favorites. And this shit is fucking dope. The next album I'm gonna talk about is another one of my personal favorites from Jean Grae, and this is one that I was waiting for a long fucking time. It actually was supposed to come out around 2004, but the shit got heavily bootlegged and got released and leaked, and the shit just didn't work out, and they had to go back and do the shit again. It took 4 fucking years, but finally, Jean Grae and Ninth Wonder released their collaboration album entitled Genius. Now this shit actually officially dropped in 2008, but it was created and made years before, and it was supposed to come out in 2004, but like I said, the shit leaked on the internet, and everybody had heard the shit, and this version is a completely redone version of it. It's the same songs, but the beats are redone because of the sample clearances and shit, and the verses are redone by Jean and everything like that. It's pretty much a more polished and cleaner version of the original Genius album. So there's some things about the first Genius album. I've heard the first Genius album, the original one, and compared it to this one, there are some stark stark differences as far as sound quality, samples, and whatnot like that, but for the most part, the album is pretty much the same in general. This version released on Blacksmith Music, which was Talib Kweli's record label at the time, and it was really cool with the release because they actually had 4 album covers that were sort of like recreations of classic album covers. I think they recreated Public Enemy, Das EFX, Black Sheep, and Raekwon's albums, and they actually look pretty much to the T exactly like those fucking albums. So check that out. Look up Jean Grae Genius album covers and you'll see exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But like I said, the entire album is produced by Ninth Wonder, except for like one track at the end. I forget who produced that shit, but the bulk of the shit's Ninth Wonder done. And as far as features, it's not that many on here, but there are some dope features on here. There's Daily Planet, Fonte's on here with a dope verse, Median, K-Hill, Edgar Allan Flo, and Joe Scudder. But like I said, Gene, for the most part, holds the album down. And there's a lot of dope cuts on here. The intro was dope, even though it's not like the original one. I like the original Gene's intro because they actually had the real X-Men intro with the whole X-Men movie put into the shit. That just sounds so much better to me than this one. But it's still fucking dope. But then you got 232s. You got Love Thirst, which was her single. That was a dope track. The Time Is Now featuring Fonte is one of my favorite tracks. This World is dope. And pretty much this whole album is fucking crazy dope. And I like the fact that they went back and it took them a while, but they recreated this album and it sounds just as good as the original. I mean, it doesn't have that same vibe to it because it doesn't have those original samples and original feel. But they did a good ass job recreating this shit. And this is one of my favorite Jean Grae albums of all time. I really, really like Genius, and it's very, very slept on. It should have got a lot more attention than it really did. But hey, I mean, the fact that it leaked too, a lot of people already heard it, kind of hurt the fact of that. But even still, it's an album that I think people should check out. And the funny thing is, this shit's not even on iTunes, y'all. So I don't even know. You probably could go find a CD copy there somewhere. I'm sure there's some somewhere. But the fact that this shit's not even on iTunes is very fucking weird to me. But hey, it's not on there, so shit. Hey, I don't know why, but it ain't, so fuck it. But that's just a couple of my favorite Jean Grae projects, and Jean Grae is a dope MC, and I've actually met Jean Grae twice before. First time I met her, we chatted for a little bit. She's real mad cool. She's real easy to talk to, but she tried to have me change my rap name, y'all. She wanted me to go by my regular name, and for a split second, because she was Rap Wife, I thought about doing it, but then I had to come to my senses and say, no, nigga, I've been building Granddad for a long time. I gotta keep that shit. And then like a year later, I came across and met her again, and I told her, and she remembered me, and I was like, yo, Jean, remember you told me to change my name? She was like, yeah. I was like, I ain't changed the shit. And it was respect, I think, right? I don't know if it was. Maybe it was. Maybe she was like, you're stupid, or maybe, I don't know, but it seemed like she respected the fact that I stood to my guns. But that's going to do it for today's CDK Studies. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about my favorite albums from Jean Grae. She is very slept on, but also a very dope MC and legendary in her own right. And I wish she would put out more fucking music. I mean, right now, she still does put out music, but okay, there's a specific album that I want her to put out, and it's called Cake or Death. She was supposed to put that shit out like 2012, and then for some reason, the shit kept getting pushed back. She had put out a DJ Drama mixtape called Cookies and Comas, and I thought we was fucking close. I mean, Cookies and Comas and Cake and Death. That was like right there. She was at the finish line, and then some shit happened. She left Blacksmith, and then she ended up going to Pharoah Monch's label, which is like We Are Renegades, I think. I don't know if she's still there or not, but basically, the shit didn't come out, and she dropped this fucking fire-ass song called This Morning, and it uses the same beat as you remember the Boondocks opening season 2 when they went to the movies and they was watching the Soul Plane 2, and when Huey and Uncle Ruckus was fighting, that beat that was playing in the background, that fire-ass beat, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. She used that same exact beat for a fucking song, and the shit was fucking crazy. I even saw her perform that shit live, and it was so fucking dope, and for some reason, we've never gotten a real version of that shit and no album, and I want that shit, Gene. Just send it to me. I won't tell nobody. I know you got it on. You send me the fucking song, and that's at least the song. And then the album, if you got it, but the song at least, please. Just do it for me, please. Previous videos on the side, some fucking where you know I do, as well as my latest single. Check those out, show them some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen, button below. CDK Studies twice a week, as well as movie reviews and the gaming channel. Check all that shit out. And also the indie spotlight thing has just started, so if you're interested in getting your shit showcased, information's down there too, and you know we get that shit going too. So until next time I take my leave, granddaughter, Jean Grae, the CDK Study, she's fucking dope, and I really need that Cake or Death album, so like, I mean, you can, like, just real quick, just slide into the email, that's all you gotta do, that's all. I won't tell nobody, I won't. Just send me this morning, I just need that song, that's all I need. I'm out of here.